Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in to Big Eric Time. Today I'm doing something that doesn't really make a lot of sense, but I'm doing it because you can. I went ahead and bought a MotoHorn setup. I believe it's the 3.0. I'm about to install it. I bought two of them. Both are meant for my F-150, but why not hook it up to the Camry? Okay, so first things first, there's 5 of these little push pins down here. Now these little push pins, when they're pressed on there, you actually can't get around them. So what I used was a razor blade to kind of sneak up on the edge to pry it up, and I finished it off with the flathead screwdriver to get these popped off. And what I want to do is I want to assess the situation there. I saw that the horn, it looks like I got one horn right here, and that may be another horn, but I want to tap into one of the wires for the horn, and conveniently the battery's there, the fuse box is there. I'm going to try to do as clean of an install as I can. That's my horn there. And then this guy looks like another horn right there. So what I want to do next, I'll probably take this off. What I need is just a little bit more space. I could probably tuck the horn right back over here and just drill into that support, or the bracket does let you kind of hang it a little bit depending on which hole that you want to use. So let me take these off so I can pull it forward a little bit, and we'll reassess. Alright, since I'm figuring this out as I go, I just want to show you what I have done so far. So there's 4 10mm bolts that go right here, here, and here. Took all those out. And then there's 2 clips that you just stick the screwdriver in and they pop up. So both of those are out. That gives me enough wiggle room here. This right here is a 12mm that holds the horn, the factory horn, in place. So what I've done is I've actually pulled the horn back and I've disconnected the horn. So right here, this is where I believe I'll be tapping in for the signal for the horn. There's going to be a relay, so I have to run a power wire from there to here, and this is all going to be temporary. This is only to show up to work for a couple days, blast the horn, and then take it off and put it on my truck. So this is going to be temporary. To get this horn in its bracket, you do not have to use the bracket, but if you want to, I highly suggest it. By mounting it on this bracket, these holes right here allow you to find a hole along your car and just put a bolt in there, and you can basically tighten it down to almost anywhere. I'm a big fan of the bracket that they gave. Now this 12mm bolt that came out from here, I believe the one supplied in the kit, and if you look at the instructions, I mean, the instructions are alright. You got really a front page that says go to the website. Here's a mounting plate, use 12 gauge wire, use a relay, check your compressor, and then the other side you got a little diagram. I mean, it's good enough, I guess. But this compressor, the bolt that they gave you right here, once you slide it in there, there is a nut, and basically that bolt can't turn. So since you cannot turn that nut, where I can actually hang this too, because that won't come apart, and this will actually fit where the horn came out right here, and it's the same thread. I don't want to drop this. I'm trying to do it one-handed. Let me do it with my better hand. So by twisting it in here, it's the same thread, because you can't move it once you put that compressor on here, this won't move basically, unless that compressor spins around, which it won't. So it'll probably hang like right there. Now the only thing that I gotta do, because this is temporary and I'm gonna put on my truck anyways, I'm gonna take out this clip, because this clip will interfere with the compressor hanging right there. Now to get this horn underneath here, I'm gonna pull the front bumper back a little bit, and then I'm gonna have to pull this up. So this, I gotta be careful with that wire there. Try not to scratch anything. Okay, so just pull up on the release for the horn, pull back on the bumper, and it barely fits. Now, I'm not going to use both screws, but that hole right there, I found that hole right here from undoing these clips. So on the underside of that support, what I did is I pushed my fingers in on both sides right there, on both sides of the tab to preserve them. But basically pushed down on here, clicked that one side, went to the other side, clicked it, and it popped right up. Now I just want to protect this, because that right there, I believe that is the lane departure assist right there. So this is how it's going to look once it's mounted. Got the holes kind of lined up there. Gonna mount the compressor right there, take this clip out, and then I want to be careful around here, this wire, just because that goes to that sensor. So I'm gonna kind of finagle it to make it fit. I'm probably just gonna use one bolt, just because this is all temporary, to hold it in place. And I might actually just leave this off the car, just because, again, all temporary. Have no intentions of keeping it this way. I want to put it on my truck eventually, so I'll probably leave this guy out. Alright, update on how it's going. So, had to detour a little bit. I didn't use nuts and bolts just because I thought a little bit more this is temporary. Well, the nut actually didn't fit in the hole, it was too big. So I resorted to zip ties. Let me show you. So right here, I got a little zip tie action going on right there. And then I put another zip tie right underneath there. And over here on the horn, you can actually twist it counterclockwise. It'll come apart right there. And I took off the other brace to it. So the horn is kind of dangling. This has a little rubber on the bottom to hold it still. So that hole right there is actually where that zip tie went. And I tried other nuts and bolts I had laying around and it didn't work. So that's done. Now, when I put this back on, it is going to rub a smidge right there. See if I can focus it. But it's going to rub a little bit. But it's all temporary. And then I need to take this clip out. We'll hang that right there. Now, with the wires, I went ahead and took their 12 gauge and I didn't cut it at all. So this one, battery terminal, this one on the back of the relay, it is heat shrink. It's very nice. They actually put the money into their product there. And basically I crimped it right there. A little light crimping action. And I got my $10 Warrior heat gun from Harbor Freight. Works alright. Did the job. Alright, so this is going to go on there. Now, according to the diagram, I'm going to run the battery to the relay. I'm going to put the relay really close to the compressor. And that's going to feed into 30. I have some extra wire laying around that I'm gonna make for relay to compressor. The reason why I don't want to cut this, I'm putting it on my truck, so I really don't want to ruin it just for this this goofy install on this Camry. So I have some extra wire laying around. I'll go ahead and put that on there, and then after that, I don't believe I'm going to go to the negative terminal. I'm just going to go ahead and ground it from the compressor, and hopefully that should work. And then we'll go from the stock horn. This will be the signal. Looking at the stock horn, I might just be able to take it from there because I pulled the sheathing back a little bit. And I only see one wire. Whoops. I only see one wire there. So I'm gonna do a little more investigating, see if it is really only one wire there. If it is, then I'm just gonna assume that that means that the horn might ground itself. So it's very possible, I guess. So we'll see. One last time, a quick overview before testing it out. Now, looking at this, a couple things I didn't like. I didn't like running the negative from the compressor here all the way to the negative on the battery. I just grounded it. So this one tested the ground. I got a little wire tester, so I made this wire from leftovers that I got, and I tagged it to the positive. This grounded out correctly, so in case you want to do this to your Camry, it's this bolt right here on the corner. And then the other ground that I found is where it looks like there's a brace that runs from here to the bottom passenger corner. This grounded out too. So this ground, I tested it, touched the battery, it lit up. So I got two grounds right here. So ground one, this is going to the compressor. So that's this first one. So instead of grounded to the battery, that one's grounded to the car. And then the ground from the relay right here is grounded to this point right here. So I matched up 85. I was correct that the horn is actually just a positive only. So I made this little jumper wire that's just this little spade that plugged in there, and then here's the female end that clipped on there. So the stock horn actually did not have a negative coming out of it. It was just a positive in, and then of course that 85 is grounded to the car. This wire right here, of course I left it long. I didn't cut it because I'm gonna put it in my truck, but it's on the positive terminal. So we got power, the bigger gauge that they call it. What is that, 12 gauge? So we got the 12 gauge right here, running to number 30, and then the 87, which is 12 gauge, running to the compressor. So that's good. Or I'm sorry, 30 running there, and then now 86, which is the horn, is this jumper from here to here, and then there's our negative from here to that negative spot right there. And then for the compressor, of course, that negative is grounded to the car. I just put on the negative terminal. This right here throws you off because I thought every bolt on here was a 10 millimeter. They tricked me. This one's a 12. Side one's a 10. This one's a 10. Let's give it a quick honk. All right, testing to see if this train horn works. I can't wait.